Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Everett lashes out at Stephanie, rudely interrupting Chanel and Johnny's honeymoon. The previous several weeks have been difficult for John and Steve because of John finding out about the mission Victor put them on decades ago when John was still known as the Pawn, and Steve lying to John about Constantine's daughter dying on the mission. John gets a visit from Kayla, Steve's wife, who says, "I have something for you." John chuckles, "Ow," as she gives him a punch to the arm. Holly spends time with Rachel at the DiMera mansion, which bothers Kristen because it has come to light that Holly uses narcotics. She cautions her to avoid her daughter. This causes a spark to fly between Nicole and Kristen. "You want to come after someone, come after me," Nicole says to Kristen. As EJ hurries to separate Nicole and his sister, Kristen is prepared to fight. Everett was shaken during a hypnosis session with Marlena when he saw a picture of himself grinning sinisterly. Furthermore, when it became known that Robert, Bobby Stein, and Jada were still wed, things got even worse. Everett objected to signing the divorce decree, saying it would be a fake because he wasn't that man. As they approach, Stephanie approaches Everett and informs him that he has been identified as Robert Stein. With a swift silence, he yells, "Don't you ever call me that again." Is the true Bobby coming out? Chanel and Johnny finally get to enjoy a real honeymoon at the Horton cabin, only to have it ruined when the door bursts open as the tension is building. Who's at the door, though? Although Sammy is known to be outside of Salem, this seems like something she may do. Was it just the breeze, perhaps? Nope. Nicole is about to slap Holly for her bad mommy joke. The spoilers for Thursday, April 4's Days of Our Lives show indicate that Kate Roberts Brady returned to the convent to bring Lucas Horton some food, literature, and other supplies. Kate alluded to praying for Lucas, but Lucas was more interested in Kate helping him go. Kate finally said that, if necessary, she would take this to the governor, despite the fact that she had already brought up the fact that Lucas's agreement with Harris Michaels never went through. Kate gave Lucas some encouragement and pledged to assist him in gaining his release, because he had never been this alone for such a long time. During Thursday's episode of Days, Marlena Evans encountered Alex Kyriakis at Small Bar and inquired about his reasons for dating Kristen DiMera. Alex withdrew himself when Paulina Price showed in, giving him details on her girls' night out with Marlena. Before receiving her radioactive iodine treatment, Paulina complained about her specific diet and ordered a neat vodka. Paulina wasn't excited about being alone, but Marlena said she could get dressed and drop by to have a little visit. Marlena would be exempt from the hospital's no visitors policy. Paulina also shared with Marlena her concern that Marlena would think she was insane if Lexi Carver appeared in her hospital room and performed miracles. Marlena pretended that there were many things in this world that people were ignorant of and that she didn't think Paulina was crazy. Marlena mentioned that she was having trouble assisting John Black in coming to terms with his past when Paulina inquired about how she was doing. On Thursday's episode of Days, Tate Black returned home at the townhouse accompanied by Brady Black and Teresa Donovan. Tate wanted to get a burger and catch up with his buddies now that he was free and his ankle monitor was off. Tate left after making a vow to Brady and Teresa that he wouldn't visit Holly Jonas while he was away. Brady was informed by Teresa that Tate would require his room back, so she should probably tidy up. Brady suggested that Tate sleep on the couch, but Teresa countered that Tate ought to go home to his own bed after staying at the halfway house for such a long time. Teresa appeared surprised when Brady proposed that she sleep in his bed instead. Brady emphasized that Teresa may have his bed while he slept on the sofa after realizing how it sounded. Teresa pretended to understand what Brady meant, but she declined once more, reasoning that moving out would be better for everyone. Teresa hugged Brady and said she would book a room at the Salem Inn before heading out with her bags. Brady later examined a framed picture of himself with Teresa and Tate on Thursday's DOL show. Brady looked to be rekindling his affections for Teresa after forewarning himself not to go there. When Alex ran across Tate in the park, he appeared worried that he was going to leave the halfway house. Tate clarified that he was free and advised Alex not to act as though he is concerned. Tate was reassured by Alex that he was glad about his freedom and that Teresa was the one who ended their relationship. Tate was obviously attempting to minimize Holly's responsibility in the circumstance when he was confronted with more inquiries regarding his freedom. Alex thought Tate was a better man than him and was amazed that Tate was covering for Holly. Alex doubted he could have overcome someone who had betrayed him in such a way. Later, at the town plaza, Alex ran into Teresa, carrying her bags. Alex objected to Teresa being granted a room at the Salem Inn after bringing up his earlier interaction with Tate. Teresa could move back in with Alex, he urged, seeing no reason why they couldn't resume their previous arrangement as platonic roommates. Teresa was initially dubious, but Alex persuaded her to agree by saying he'd be a perfect gentleman. On Thursday's episode of Days, Nicole DiMera sat Holly down at the DiMera mansion and informed her of her punishment. Nicole brought up the fact that Holly had lied and enabled E.J. DiMera to bring charges against Tate, who was innocent. Holly initially expressed regret and was prepared to accept the consequences, but as the talk went on, she began to change her mind. Holly was forced to confess to smuggling 2 glasses of champagne during the baptism event when Nicole interrogated her about obtaining the pills from school. Nicole was able to conclude that she couldn't currently trust Holly. Nicole made Holly write letters of apology and go to therapy, which may lead to more treatment if Holly's therapist thought it was required. Holly freaked out at the thought it may mean going to rehab. In addition, Nicole sought Holly's car keys and mobile phone because Holly was placed on indefinite grounding. Nicole had this all planned out to keep Holly safe and prevent her from relapsing. Nicole thought that Nicole was depriving her of the opportunity to live because she had been in a coma for so long. Nicole insisted on her daughter giving over her phone and car keys, despite Holly's attempts to warn her no. When Holly eventually lost it with Nicole, she launched into a diatribe about maintaining secrets to prevent Nicole from believing that she was a bad mother. In actuality, Nicole's extreme paranoia was the only reason Holly turned to drugs. Holly stated that Nicole was her only parent because her father died before she was even born. Holly basically said that her mother had taught her to be independent so Nicole wouldn't have to support her during her outburst. Nicole messed up her relationship with Eric Brady and moved on to EJ, who, in Holly's opinion, didn't care about her, thus Holly also criticized Nicole's love decisions. Nicole held up her hand and almost gave Holly a hard look when she said that she had no idea who Nicole would be hanging out with in the new year. But in the end, Nicole went upstairs to bed, and she believed Holly ought to follow suit. Nicole stopped on the stairwell and had a broken expression. Tate, in the meantime, crept in and kissed Holly unexpectedly. Holly acknowledged that ever since Nicole took away her phone, she hadn't been responding to Tate's texts. Tate slipped back out after telling them he would see Holly soon after hearing that Nicole was returning. Nicole didn't want to go to bed upset, so it offered her an opportunity to talk to Holly once more. After considering how close she had been to losing Holly, Nicole made an effort to let her know how much her daughter meant to her. But Holly wasn't over her mother. According to spoilers for Days of Our Lives, Holly will keep getting into trouble. Stay tuned for more predictions about the troublemaker Holly will become for Nicole.